Before you start creating your quiz in Typeform, you want to do a bit of planning. This will make the creation process run smoothly and help to ensure that your quiz is achieving its goals. Make sure you write down your objectives. What are you trying to achieve? Your criteria. How do you want to achieve this? Your target audience. Who is this for? And your key messages. What information are you trying to convey? In this scenario, we want to engage our audience on our website and grow our mailing list. We want our quiz to be useful, fun, and insightful. Our target audience is small businesses who are looking to build their brand. And our key message is that the personality of your brand is important and complex. Keeping all that in mind, the first thing we need to do is determine each outcome for the quiz. It might seem counterintuitive, but starting with the endings will make building out the quiz a whole lot easier. The outcomes also serve as inspiration for the questions. So for each outcome, make sure that you have a label. This could be a personality type, a product, or an activity. A description? This will go on the ending screen, giving your respondents more detail about the results of their quiz. And a profile for each persona. This is information about each ending that you'll be able to use in the questions and answers of your quiz. In this example, we're going to map out the content of our quiz in Airtable. So Airtable is kind of like Excel on steroids. You can organize anything from customer contacts to projects to publication schedules. But if you don't have Airtable, you can use Excel or Google Sheets to do the same. But why go through all the trouble of mapping out your content this way? Well, for starters, you can make sure that all the answers are linked to one of the outcomes. Secondly, having an overview of the quiz content will make it easier to get feedback from your team. And most importantly, you'll have a reference document in case you need to troubleshoot your form's logic. So let's get started with Airtable. We've already created all of our questions, answers, and outcomes for our personality quiz. We'll create a new base. And in our table, we'll put each question as a column header. With the outcomes in the first column. Then we'll turn each question column into a drop-down list by choosing multiple select, and then adding the choices for each question. We have 12 different outcomes for our quiz, so we'll fill in each outcome in this column using the same labels we'll use in the quiz. Once we have all of our questions, we can start mapping them to our endings. So if you're an outlaw, your answer to the first question, what does your business care about the most, will be changing the status quo. Your answer to the second question, which color best represents your brand, will be purple. We'll continue doing that for every question and every ending until we have all of our endings mapped. Now, the great thing about using Airtable to map out your content is that you can push this content directly to Typeform to create your quiz. If you have a pro Airtable account, you can activate the integration with the Apps block. Go to the Create tab, pick a Typeform workspace, choose a table, and then select which fields you want to include. We'll leave out the outcomes and add them later in Typeform. Now hit the Create Typeform button and voila, it's done. Click here to access your quiz in Typeform. Just like that, each column will be added as a question, and each multiple choice answer will be populated from the drop-down options. How cool is that? And no worries if you don't use Airtable. You can just copy and paste the questions and answers into Typeform. Now, for the next step in the process, putting the finishing touches on your quiz.